Christianity, Bible and Alcohol, Episode 2. Welcome back to Time of Relief. Today, we are continuing with our topic on scriptural stance on the use of alcohol. Note, alcohol is not synonymous with alcoholism, as sex is not synonymous with sexual addiction, or eating to binging. One is a sin before God and also a moral vice, and the other is not. I'm starting today on where I left off last episode, that it is impossible to scripturally prove prohibition, which states that it's sinful for Christians to drink alcohol, without ignoring a key word that refute this doctrine. Prohibition is extremely hard to prove, without cherry-picking, arm-twisting, wriggling. Without cherry-picking, arm-twisting, wriggling is generic, which is a gross claim that the word wine is generic, which is a gross violation of scripture interpretation. What the Bible clearly forbids is drunkenness. Drunkards have no part in God's kingdom. First, be more Catholic than Pope, or be holier than the holiest. Jesus drank alcohol, all the prophets of old did. It was poured as libation to God in drink offerings and used for Jewish rites. Numbers 28:7. What many Protestants does is take scriptures that elucidate the ills of drunkenness, wring it out of shape, mutilate it, straightening back devoid of its original meaning, and represent it as a text supporting prohibition. Howbeit good the intention, to prevent alcoholism, it is a man-made solution to identify problem, and an overstepping of a bound not to add to scriptures. An alcoholic the bound not to add to scriptures. An alcoholic, but not everybody that drinks is a drunkard, just as not everybody that have sex is a sex pervert, a fornicator and adulteress. Not everybody that eats is a glutton. In fact, scripturally speaking, gluttony and drunkenness are sister sins. They are always mentioned together. Let me show you some scriptures normally bartered and butchered to prove prohibition. 1. Proverbs 23:20-21. Be not among wine-bibbers, among riotous eaters of flesh, for the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. Here the key words you would have to either redefine or ignore to make this scripture, which warns against being a lazy fancy car, drunkard and riotous party-goer, leaving a life of debauchery. Forbid alcohol is the word, wine-bibbers or drunkard. NASB called it heavy drinkers, NIV and GNB, those who drinks too much wine. Who is a glutton? A person that eats too much. Who is a drunkard or wine-bibber? Definitely not a person that drinks, but rather, a person that drinks too much, an alcoholic, or an alcohol addict. 2. Leviticus 10:9. Do not drink wine nor strong drink, thou, nor thy sons with thee, when ye go into the tabernacle, lest ye die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. It is absurd how some preacher wrests this scripture to support prohibition, ignoring the key word, the adverb of time, when, which state the specific time the priests were forbidden from alcohol, sequel to drunkenness of 2 priests that got them killed. The instruction was given as a measure, to forestall future drunkenness in God's presence. My secondary school level English tells me that when you go into temple as an adverbial phrase of time, is like saying, when, or if you drink, don't drive. Does this expression mean, if you ever drink you are going to jail? The best that we can say this scripture support is abstention, and that even, is for a limited time. By the New Testament the number of priests was so much that a particular priest will have to perform this task only once in his lifetime, meaning only one time in which he was mandated never to drink alcohol or soft drinks. This scripture cannot be used to support prohibition without deliberately ignoring the key word, when. 3. Similarly, the Nazarenes were forbidden to drink any form of drink aside water during the period of their vow. Numbers chapter 6. The Bible was very specific as at when they were not to drink anything aside water, and very detailed on when they were free from that restriction. Numbers 6:20. And the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before the Lord. This is holy for the priest, with the wave breast and heave shoulder, and after that the Nazarite may drink wine. Some preachers alludes that it is non-alcoholic wine they were allowed to drink after their vow. How convenient. For the fact that out of all Old Testament words referencing beverages, 7 out of 8 refers to alcoholic drink shows it as the choice social and religious drink, and its wide acceptance within the culture of the Bible. In addition, why would priests and Nazarenes be called out of wider culture not to drink alcohol for a period of time, if not that liquor is a culturally accepted drink? 4. You will have to ignore the key word, given to much wine in 1 Timothy 3:8. to prove prohibition in Paul's instruction for New Testament ministers, 1 Timothy 3:8, likewise must the deacons be grave, not double-tongued, not given too much wine, not greedy of filthy lucre. Note, the key words is not given to, or to not to be an alcoholic. Is an alcoholic a person that drinks alcohol, or the one given to alcohol? A drunkard or an addict? Here are the translations of the same verse. NIV, indulging in much wine. NASB, addicted to much wine. GNS, heavy drinkers. Are Bible authors, spanning millenniums, mincing words? Did they not know what they are saying? Why not simply say don't drink, if they meant don't drink liquor at all, rather than don't be heavy drinker, a drunkard, or don't drink much? Next episode I will show you that these are not isolated instances, but rather the same pattern can be clearly seen throughout the scripture, and it takes a lot of engineering to make scriptures that forbid drunkenness mean don't drink. Don't forget, the most accurate interpretation of the scriptures is often the simple one. Message by Reverend Silas Olufemi, or telephone and WhatsApp number 2348099863872, Lagos, Nigeria. Voice, TTS, powered by Time of Relief.